Well, it's a refrain almost as old as time. Stand by your man. In politics, it usually means a wife may be supporting their husband when they are in trouble. But what if that man doesn't stand by you? Just saying. That's what appeared to happen as opening statements began in the federal bribery trial against New Jersey Senator, Bob Menendez, a Democrat, and his wife, Nadine. Now, U.S. attorneys argue that the couple accepted bribes in exchange for favors. Bribes like 13 gold bars or a Mercedes-Benz. Investigators also found that there was more than $486,000 in cash at the Menendez home. The senator's own attorney told jurors not to be, quote, blinded by the gold and cash. And he's partially blamed Menendez's wife, adding, quote, Bob does not necessarily know what's going on with Nadine. But prosecutors insist that Menendez knew what was going on and was motivated by nothing other than greed. Senator Menendez maintains his innocence, and of course he has that presumption as well. Joining me now, trial attorney Seth Berenzweig and Washington Post court reporter Salvador Rizzo. Salvador, I want to begin with you because you have been following this so closely. You, in fact, been in court, I understand, as well at different times. The attorney for Senator Menendez, he basically, he threw his wife under the bus. Is that going to work?
It's a high-risk strategy, of course, because you never know what kind of impact that will have with the jury. Some may see it as ungallant or as, trying to, concoct a story that's convenient and that, gives the lie to this romance that he's supposed to be, also claiming was the source of all these, allegations.
It's an interesting point you raise. And Seth, I want to bring you in here because there's a co-defendant, but also Nadine, his wife, they're tried separately because her attorney says that she is suffering from medical issues. You're an attorney. Tell me about the impact of these separate trials and why you might want to do that if you're hoping to point the finger.
Well, traditionally, the defendants often argue prejudice. And in a case like this, you probably would have seen that kind of an argument. But she apparently is recovering from some kind of surgery. So as a practical matter, she's going to be out of the courtroom, even though apparently she's going to be thrown under the bus for almost all of the counts in the indictment. This case reads and sits somewhere between a spy novel and a cartoon. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely unbelievable. The allegations are that the senator basically went on a globe-trotting crime spree in Egypt and Qatar and engineered all of these things for cash, gold, car, mortgage payments. And even though it does sound implausible to say it wasn't me, it is my wife, it's interesting to note that when you look at the 16 counts, almost all of them show Nadine taking the lead. And what she does in the allegations is she's basically scouting out the opportunities. She gets paid in cash. She sets up a shell LLC, and she has a low show or no show job. She's taking the lead on a lot of this, but then it's time for her to ultimately pass the football to her husband, who gets the ball over the goal line. He helps the Egyptian military get military aid. He gets a critical Senate resolution passed and takes the lead in protecting Qatar, as well as hooking up his friends. So I think it's an implausible defense, but it's interesting in terms of how the case is structured.
It is really interesting to think about all those aspects. This is the really infancy of this trial, but the prosecution is going to try to make their very strongest case in front of this jury. And for those who are thinking about deja vu, yes, Senator Menendez did face federal bribery charges related to a different scandal back in 2017 that ended in a mistrial. Thank you both, Salvador Rizzo, Seth Berenzweig, for your insight today. Thank you.